Welcome to From the Listening Chair. This is the second episode of music recommendations, and I picked out 3 albums today that I'll go over briefly, and also give you some clips that you can listen to and decide if it's something you want to look up. So the first album that I want to talk about is this album called The Smile. And The Smile is a group of musicians. 2 of the 3 are made up of members of Radiohead. And so Tom York is the lead singer, and I believe he plays some of the instruments, some of the piano, and some other things on there. And then Johnny Greenwood is the guitarist and the bassist, and then they joined up with a drummer, Tom Skinner, I believe is his name. Yeah, and he's done a few other projects, the Sons of Kemet, I believe. But anyway, this is an interesting album. If you are a Radiohead fan, as I am, you will probably enjoy this album, and it's maybe not quite as experimental sounding as some of the later Radiohead work. It's a little more back to rock roots. There's a few touches of, some electronic things here and there. As you'll hear, um, but it doesn't dominate. It's very drum guitar driven music, and I love early Radiohead stuff. I love all of it, but particularly the early Radiohead stuff. Their first three albums, which are very much that came same kind of um, vein of drums and guitar with a little bit touches of electronic here and there. Um, but it's a super interesting album, and it's probably not going to appeal to everybody. But if you're a Radiohead fan, yeah, look these guys up. They also just came out with a new album, and this is being recorded at the end of February 2024. So they just came out with a new album, which I've only briefly listened to. So I'm not going to comment on that one yet, but maybe I'll cover it in a future video. Um, the the second album that I want to talk about is by the Bahama Soul Club, and the album's called Havana '58. And this is actually a German group. So it's a German group of instrumentalists who really loved kind of Latin jazz, and so they formed somewhere in the mid 2000s, and this album came out in 2016, I believe, and they're led by this guy Oliver Bells, um, and it's just really fun kind of Latin soul jazz that's got this kind of 1950s, 1960s vibe to it, which is really fun. It's one of those albums that, like, you know, you could play it at a party and everybody be asking, "Oh, who is this? This is so awesome! Tell me who this is." It's just one of those cool hip kind of things.
What I like about individual music, because it sounded like this one, that's why they put this record on. Hey, who playing that stuff?
Obviously, what the tone they're trying to go for is Havana from 1958, and it's kind of retro in that way, but there's also some modern touches to it. Some modern beats are introduced into it, so it's not like a trying to be exactly like 1958 or the early 60s or whatever it is. It's got its own groove to it, and what's cool is they use a lot of guest vocalists, um, you know, to do a lot of the vocals, singing in Spanish. I mean, there's nothing. The only thing worse than an English speaker trying to sing in Spanish is probably a German trying to sing in Spanish. So luckily they've spared us that and gotten vocalists who Spanish is their native language or whatever other language they're singing in.
Quiero saber cuánto me quieres, si lo que he sido, si lo que he sido significó, no lo sé, si hubo pasión o hubo algún sentimiento.
I think this is super fun, and it's not an audiophile album. It doesn't matter. It's just fun. So put it on and enjoy it.
Some aging call that I've answered before. It lives in my walls, and it's under the floor. If this was meant for me, why does it hurt so much? And if you're not made for me, why did we fall in love? A knock at my door. I thought I was alone, unaware of what I thought I needed. I dropped like a stone. If I'm not mistaken, then I was the last to know. And if you return for me, I never want for more. You're dislocated, don't be like that. And you smile when you dive in, like you're never coming back. So hold my body, yeah, hold my breath. See your face when I black out. I'm never coming back.
Okay, and the last album that I want to talk about is this album by this guy who calls himself SYML, and SYML is spelled SYML, all in caps. And from whatever research I've done, it's actually not an acronym. It's pronounced SYML, and apparently it comes from a Welsh word for simple, simul. Simul is basically this guy Brian Fennell, who's from the Pacific Northwest, and he previously was in a band called Barcelona, and then struck out on his own. And I think I featured one of his songs in another one of my videos. But he's got a great voice, and he can do some really high notes and low. Um,
On the morning this morning, and we hear differently. Right now, it's all I see. In my brokenness, I found some peace. This morning wakes my memories. When I got it wrong and you let me know. When I got it right and you told me so. Slow at first, but it's rushing now, and I look for you and you're not around. Don't let me drown. I want to keep you forever, my love, but wanting is never enough. So stay with me, I need somebody to save me. I'm caught in a flood. Stay with me, I want some more time. I can't give you up. One lifetime is never enough. So stay with me, I'm in a body. You're more than my heart, you're my blood. Stay with me.
but what is most interesting about this album is that it's actually recorded in St. Mark's Cathedral in Seattle, Washington. And so that to me is is interesting because there aren't too many vocal pop albums that are actually naturally recorded in acoustic space, and so this is one of those recordings where you're going to hear a ton of reverb, and it's not fake reverb; it's real reverb in a church space. And you can hear those vocals kind of echo on for a long time, and that's what I think is really interesting about this album is it's a pop recording done in a natural venue. So anyway, take a listen to any of these three albums, and maybe there's one that speaks to you, and you want to seek out more about it. And then I think each of these, artists have other albums as well that are totally worth exploring. So hope you have fun. Thanks.
I lay next to myself, breathing slow, car crash and rewind. There's nothing you could have done. Said a soft voice, calm down, you will survive. Leave me out of my mind, sedated, bitter and blurry eyed. Please don't look me in my face when I'm wasted. You know you can't relate. And the world got a little more dim tonight. Oh, the world got a little more dim tonight. Oh, though you had to go, I won't forget your light. The world got a little more dim tonight. Oh.